Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. This just came in the mail. I don't really want to say finally because it was going to come when it would come. I knew the product was there. I knew it was taking a long time for a bunch of different reasons. The main reason was I know Catherine was sourcing the paper. I know the company that was making them had delays, and there were shipping delays, and they were then overlapped with her giving birth. So it is what it is. And I would say that when she released the booklets, it really helped me. Like, I jumped right on getting a couple booklets because they were going out immediately. I was able to forward plan as necessary. I have my little passport that I use for appointments only anyway, not only, but anyway. And I got that all set up. I'm wondering if I should show that. Maybe I'll show that right now. Yes, let me show this really quickly. So I just have a literal passport holder here that I got used. And so I put in a blank notebook. And then also the back here is the dated passport. So I saw someone else doing this where they pre-planned in here. A lot of people, they have they like to put stickers and things on here ahead of time. And I have to say, this felt really good to kind of feel moved into all of this. And so I have anything coming up in January, February. We had dentists are scheduled 6 months out. So having that kind of set up, putting in just anything that kind of pops up, birthdays, anniversaries. Yeah, so this felt really good. And again, and I've said this before in a couple of my videos, I am just so thankful I don't have to sticker these. That's been my experience with Sterling ink, is that everything that I want to use dated has been, I have to sticker it. And I've done it twice. I've done it with a A5 that's when I hopped on everything, which is, I do have them behind me here, so I'm going to be grabbing a couple things. So I got this, what was that, March or April? Well, I set it up for April, so it was around March. And look, I know these get fluffy. I know they get fluffy. The problem I'm having is that they're fluffy right on those dates. And it is hard to write on. And that's just been my experience. And it just takes a long time to do it. The couple times that I did it, I was in the zone. It was very methodical. It was very enjoyable. But again, I had to do it in a couple sessions because I was doing the whole book. The other thing I learned is I won't be doing tabs this year. That's just a personal thing of mine. I mean, I'm tempted by tabs. I am. But to me, they get in the way of me seeing the 3 points that I want to get into for mine. So this was my first experience with it. I've loved it. I transferred over to it in July. If you saw that I was in Moxie Life. I was going between the two. I was first using this for business only and realized I wanted to really be in here. Well, this last week, I did a little experiment again and decided not to use the daily pages. I mentioned that in, I think, last week, possibly. And so, and again, this isn't the perfect spread to be examining because this is rainbow-licious here. So I went ahead and just used the weekly only, and I realized this is where it works best for me. I need to see the overall week constantly. That's just for me. And then to be able to switch over to, I had November. I was looking at November stuff. To be able to switch over back to October here and flip between those two. In the Moxie Life, I don't think I would use the monthly too often. I mainly would just live in the weeks, and that's vertical weeks is my jam. So I think this is how I'm going to be using it for the rest of the year. I then am just going to use notes, these back pages for notes, which I did. I actually had a webinar I was taking a bunch of notes for, and it was nice to put them in here because I'm not too worried about this being put away and not having those notes. I think, you know, putting a little index in here in the front of just like a few things is going to be just fine. Anyway, so I made myself a cup of coffee. This is my oat milk. Oat milk foams differently, so that's why it looks a little interesting. Anyway, so this is my, decaf oat milk. If you hear some music, that's my son experimenting. He has a keyboard that he loves, and at first I thought it was one of my ringtones or something going off, and I realized, oh no, he's just playing. So anyway, these just arrived. I did look at the back there's this cute little window here to kind of see that they were the right ones. I did open this up, but that's as far as I got. I have not done the rest. I really love this cute little black envelope. These usually are just kind of thrown in for free, but I mean loose. But this is just the October stickers there, which I'll use up. My thing for this next year is to buy more of her stickers. And yeah, I would love to buy more. I don't think I could ever get the subscription. Famous last words, but we'll see. We'll see. So this is the A5 full year. And I do notice, you know, these are different boxes. So she's had 3 different kinds of boxes. The first ones were much like the Moterm boxes, where it's just a lid, black box. I didn't get one of those. Last year was, it's kind of put away. Last year it was more of an envelope that you stick in this way, and it had a little circle tie. That one I do plan on reusing. And so what happened was later on I found out that there was a piece of cardboard in here that is to keep that little circle from pressing into the when you store away your planner. So luckily I had other shipments come in that had that cardboard in, so I just tucked it in there. So I don't know if I'm going to be reusing this. This got a little crunched in the haul, in the sending of it. I thought this little, here, you could put a little label here or something. I don't know. But I will keep these around and see next year if I want to. So I did, you know, kind of pull it out to here just to make sure it was the right one. And then this is the TN size. So I love this height. This height is what, and I love that these like match in height. I tried Weeks and then it was just too small. I actually tried a real Hobonichi Weeks and it just wasn't for me. So I have not felt these covers at all yet. That is the one thing. Oh, okay. That feels like leather, and it's very soft. I mean, these are squishable. I would have to say, like, this is like bending with hardly any, like, and that's fine. It's just very bendy because I'm used to the black one last year. This was not bendy at all. This was the hard one that they released. They had bendable ones. This is very, very thick. They had the bendable ones before this, and then she switched to the more stiff ones. So it's interesting, the evolutions that she's taken with her designs. She's trying to really help everyone, but it's hard. It's hard because not everyone agrees. So same thing, very squishable, very bendy. Oh, that's gorgeous. I actually have what I think I'll be using next year is, I kept a couple things in here. So this is just a teal Moterm. It's just an A5. Very simple, but I thought, wouldn't it look gorgeous with these? Now, I'm not sure if this is showing up more as black, but that's black, I guess, to help with the color. When I see this at more of an angle, I don't know, you can see the teal a little bit more when you do that. But I think I might be switching to this one instead of the black. We'll see. But I just wanted to see these together. Yeah, I guess this is the back page. I was just making sure I didn't have an extra sheet in there. But, ooh, I mean, that's gorgeous. So, the biggest thing in here, like, I'm looking at all these as note pages now. I thought I would want a daily, but to have this much note room or to kind of just make up my own pages, I haven't done that. I just was like, well, let's try having a bunch of space for a day. But now that I see this, and I thought, well, maybe I should have gotten a compact. I'm not selling these. I'm going to use them how they are. Unless for some reason in the next month, I'm just like, ooh, you know what would be better? No, I'm very, ooh. Okay, this is my first look at how the numbers are. So what I noticed mostly in the group was just posted, they posted the weekly here, was that you can see the numbers kind of ghosting through. And I hadn't really paid attention to that. I just, when you start using this paper, let me bring this over a little bit so it doesn't feature my coffee cup. When you get used to the transparency of it, your mind does start blocking out what is underneath. And I didn't realize like how kind of cluttered that kind of looks for me. I know other people, it really helps to have the time over to the side so that they have a column to highlight, to draw a line in. I understand that. So some people were kind of upset when it moved to this kind of look. Now, I usually draw a line for my son's school hours or things that overlap. The spacing hasn't, wow, I'm just looking at this a little bit more. This grid looks slightly darker, and it could be because it's not fluffed up. It could be because it's being amplified, there we go, by what's shining through. I would say when I pick it up, it looks the same to me. I'm not really registering things as darker. The only thing is, one person said in the group that the numbers are a little darker, and I do agree with that. When they are overlapping here, I think everything does look a little darker, and you don't quite get that effect here, and it may be because they're a little off, because these aren't lining up. Yeah, that's what's going on here. See, these start to look darker here because these are lined up. That's just what's happening. Again, there's going to be imperfections. There's just going to be imperfections. But what I love is that I can just be able to write up here without these huge mounds. Like right here is completely smooth. And that's a big deal for me because I write up there. Like if I didn't write up there, it would not be a problem. But I am very much writing things that are happening for the full day, whether they're like a birthday or anniversary or something that like garbage, recycling, some kind of delivery that's happening before we even get up. So that's kind of like that area up there. And it's just a little harder with the stickers there. That's my only comment on that. So, and I always, when, let's see, on like this spread, oh, I didn't do it here. Oh, because it ends. On the spreads that go in between, I always was like, what am I supposed to do with the 2 weeks here? Because I can't put the dash. So I would just kind of awkwardly place them there. And that's all I could do. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. And see, there's the January starting there, and that feels even better. Like it flows really well. So, yeah, you get weeks through just the first week, it looks like, of January here. It just stops on the 5th, into 2025. The weeks start, I'm sure you've heard most of this on other, because the Monday is, the 1st is a Monday. There is no December weeks in here at all, like a lot of other times. Next year, it will be, but not this year. So, and then you have the month of January for 2025. I'm just like looking at this going, I don't have to write any, well, not write, but I don't have to put any of these stickers in because I was matching the layout. I wasn't moving things around. If you're like, I don't like these little week numbers here, I don't like that it's Monday start, then get the sticker kit, because you can make it exactly how you want to. Now you do have a December month in here. So conceivably, could start using this in about a month and a half. And then it goes from there. And I did notice here, because this is not something I had when I had the sticker kit, was they had numbered these in a very light number compared to the rest of them here. And I could have done that. I didn't have enough screenshots to see, because what she does, the only thing is, and I think a lot of people were feeling this, was like the pre-orders, when they happened, she took down the listings. And a lot of people had like just some questions. I was like, what are the dimensions? You can kind of suss that out if you go to the other, like the journals, and look at those dimensions. But there were some key like screenshots that when I was building my own, I wish I was able to see. So I didn't even realize that I put those in at the top here. Because if the month extended, I would put it up here because I like having just an even row at the bottom to use. I'm trying to think which months here go down, they extend down. I think it's September and December, is that it? So September they come down here. So if you have something that regularly, you want to write in this space, just kind of be aware of that. But I would move that up or have the first come down or something. Usually I move it up because at the end of the month, you're getting ready to look at the next month, and I would just have it at the top. Yeah, and then December is the one that has 2 down here. So very gorgeous. I was tempted to get the green. I really was, because I have heard it's more smooth. At some point, I think, this is my next goal. If a B6, what am I doing? I have a little special project. If there's a B6 in the green cover, just a plain notebook that comes out during next year. It's not going to be anytime soon. I think she said, from what I saw, that they weren't going to have any of these colors in the notebooks yet. Not this year. if that were to kind of pop up, I think I would grab a green B6, but I think I'm going to end up getting a B6 notebook before that. And that's for another thing. My kind of only thought right now is I am torn between this one, and I told you in my previous video about the take a note one. I am torn between these two. What I found really interesting, I just put a couple metal tabs. That's all I've done to this. I have not written in it. I have not done anything else. It's so hard. I love having the extra room for the days on here, and because now I feel like I'm in a solid weeks that I really am not going to be using any back pages. There's only 4 in here. There's only 2 pages, 4 pages. Anyway, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's all you get. So I'm torn between this and this, and both of them look really pretty in this one. So we'll see. We'll see. I need to make a decision kind of soon because I do want to have my whole year in one. And I don't know. So is it possible? As I said, I wasn't going to sell these. Is it possible this one might come up? Possibly. So I don't think I'll be writing in it. But I love how much room is in here. I know. I don't know yet. So I will keep it in there. Now this one is for my health, and I have kind of plans with that. So this is what I've been using for my health. It's kind of scattered right now. So I'm using this only for the moon phases because I didn't like this format, but I love the little bunnies on there. The Hobonichi weeks for the spring start. And so I just use it because there are some notes in here, but pretty much I copied everything out of there into here. I think there's just a little bit more in here actually that I need to copy. So, and then what I did was I used an A5 cover and folded it so that it was, and I just used this as a divider. That's why it looks so funky, to draw my lines and stuff. So this is pretty much my notebook, but I do want to get the 2 TN covers for this. And this is what my plan is to have them both in here so I can have last year and this year. That is because health stuff is sometimes year over year. And so, yeah, my plan is to carry 2 at a time. And it hasn't fluffed up too much on here, but this was the planner that I made. Like this is like, I had to put all these stickers in. Again, this was my other thing, and I had to cut all these. So this was the B6 kit that I put in here. Worth it? Yes, because I have all this information in here. So I just find it really nice. This feels really nice, although I'll put a cover over it. Is that everything is printed. Everything is printed. Now that looks kind of lighter. See, I put the sticker in for the 20. So I put this in just to have it because I look with health stuff, you have to look pretty far in advance. But then to have all these already dated, yeah, I did horizontal because that's how I've set up. You know, I have a bunch of stats over here. The other thing though that might throw this off a bit is that just this week, I finally got a new Apple Watch. I have had a couple in the past, and with my sensory touch, you know, I wear rings sometimes, but most of the time when I'm at home, I have everything off. And so I was afraid that I got like the first Apple Watch and I took that on a trip with me. Then I realized it was too big, gave that to my husband because it was the big one. It was like the big one here. And then I got a smaller silver one, and didn't like wearing it as much. And I think that was a version 2 or 3. And then eventually I gave that to my son. He has it. And so I was like, I just probably won't use it. But then I saw that there was a sale on one, and it was not the 9, not the newest one, but the 8 from last year. And I got that, and it's tracking a lot more of things. It's just that there is no dashboard that works really well to see everything. Although I have to say, on the watch itself, I need to edit what's showing up on the watch before I wear it in a video. Is that you can have a little bit of a dashboard with the complications on the edges. And so I think, just seeing it for the day is nice there. But, and I was like, well, maybe I won't even need this one if I have a digital version of being able to compare like month to month. Yeah, like being able to zoom into the day, but also back out to the month. It's hard to do that in Apple Health right now. So that's why I made this, so that I can have like this kind of a view, where I need to fill this out for this week, but I can have like a week view of seeing where my energy and stress levels were, how much water I was drinking, blood pressure. I really hurt my knee last week. It's so much better now. I have to say, I had a little slip up where it got a little worse, and now it's just a little stiff. I'm just so thankful. I thought it'd be like a many week kind of healing up, but it's doing a whole lot better. But to be able to note that and see like where my energy was and my stress was going down because my knee felt better. Like I'm seeing those kind of correlations of like, oh, something big was happening here. Oh, my energy level was really down. My stress got really high. But then it started going down. My stress level started going down, and I was out of the house more and did a bunch of walking. So that kind of stuff, like low sleep, and then, oh, I'm getting more sleep by the end of the week. I can see all that. So it takes some work, but I actually have a good habit of checking in with this. So I think I'm going to go ahead and try that again this next year. I know you can put like these covers into the bands if you cut them and put them in. But because this is an A5 that I'm going to use somewhere else, I could put them in here so it doesn't flop around as much. But that's when and if I get those covers. So that's my plan for those. I think that's about it. I'm just really excited. And whew, that color. Yeah. I love teal and kind of a caramel together. I think that would be really fun. I know I get like mostly black covers for everything because it does go with everything. And it's made it really simple to kind of have everything kind of coordinate. So, but this teal one was kind of like, but I've always wanted this teal one. And again, I get them all used. I get them either on eBay, or this one I think I got on Poshmark. If you just kind of wait around for a deal, that's how I get my covers. I don't think I bought, well, I bought one, like from Amazon, one Moterm, but yeah, I hope that helps. If there's any like certain questions about these, I know there's so many reviews out there and so many possibilities of things to do with this. Yeah, I'm just kind of wondering, like, am I going to be doing the thing across the top that kind of Catherine does, and then just kind of use the bottom for to-do lists and notes? I do have to say, what I just switched to this last week, I'm really liking having like to-do lists down here. I might creep up into here and kind of make a to-do list, but just to have like this top part as hours. Yeah, I don't think I'll be using these kind of stickers again. But I like to have slightly different stickers. I don't think I could just always use sterling ink in mine. I want to switch it up. I want to try some new things. But just seeing the weeklies here, is kind of exciting. So yeah, it would make me a little sad to sell this. But if I knew for sure I wasn't using it, I think I would. I think I would sell it. So it may be that I start off with Take a Note, because I know I'm not going to sell that one, because I really am interested in that one. So we'll see. Or what else could I track in here? Do you guys have any ideas that that you would... I mean, I'm already keeping like another weekly in the health. I try to have other... So this is going to be another video coming up. I have some rings that I do some other, like a bunch of financial tracking with. But all my other ones, except for, actually, this one I mentioned, I just released. So this is the green with the teal. This one's just a journal, so it is dated. And I'm keeping my journal in here. So that's the Magic of I. I just released that video this last week. I try not to have more than 2 dated things that I'm keeping up with. And one of those being health. I think, you know, juggling like just everything else and then health for me is enough. I don't think I want to track 3 daily things other than a journal. So I don't know, but I do see, like, my biggest thing is, what do I want to compare? What do I want to see next to each other? If there's not enough room in here, then I need the 2 pages per week in the Take a Note. If this is enough, which is actually why I loved Moxie Life so much, was like I could see the week and there was enough at the bottom. Like, I'm not really tracking things from 9 o'clock on. So just using this whole bottom area for like lists and seeing that, yeah, I'm just sorry. I had a thought. I did enjoy like making stickers for a whole like theme week back here. That was kind of fun to have like the 7 pages back here. This also doesn't have room for reflections unless I did it in the sidebar and then moved all the sidebar items to down here, or I just do the reflections on Sundays because we usually don't have anything dated on a Sunday. That's the only thing about this. Or I would keep like just a reflections page in the back. I could do that. But that's why there's, I know I'm kind of all over the place, but I'm just kind of free thinking on this. That is why there are these kind of pages in the front to have your goal kind of weekly. Well, it's not for the week, but I could do something here where these are more like the monthly reflections that I would have for Moxie. I'm very much into that. I think like the Moxie Life reflections now. And it's not about their brand specifically. It's the fact that I'm taking time to think back on the things that have happened in an objective way so that I can just go, well, that didn't work, or that did work. And that's all I need to kind of use to judge that. I don't need to like go into, oh, how could I have not done this or something, or like really get down on myself. If you pull back and kind of go, okay, objectively, you know, oh, when I tried to get up at this time, my schedule felt better. Oh, when I got up at this time, it didn't feel as good. I felt always kind of behind, and not to put blame on any of that. And I think that's a really kind of healthy way to look at things. And so to have that kind of reflections per month, I still have not figured out what I'm going to do here. Now, Take a Note also has these pages. I did love, there was one person who I saw lately. I'll try to put like a link below to that video, was that using these pages, I think hers was in Take a Note, was that these were kind of back to back, and to just track one thing for the whole thing. And I was like, oh, that's brilliant, because it makes it so much easier. And she was also saying that, yeah, I can't remember her name or her channel right now, but I will link to it because I just found it really interesting to go take the pressure off, track something you really, really enjoy that you know that you're going to be doing for the whole year. And I know that can be hard to kind of like pick one, but for her, it was her workouts. Those workouts felt amazing to her. And she wanted to see how often they were happening and not to strive for perfection. And I absolutely love that. I would love to use these to do that, to just, because I was like trying to pack things in and I'm like, no. The simplest is best. I really try to like pull back and be simple about things. But yet there's just so much that needs to be tracked. So, I mean, I am thinking like, what would be the most cool thing to kind of like just track every day. But that doesn't take care of like weekly, unless I tried to fit in like a weekly thing like right here. No, usually I put like to do things for the month, and usually that's like maintenance things, like getting the furnace maintenance done and stuff like that. But I do still have a lot of room down here too. I'm just thinking space-wise. But weekly, I mean, maybe I could squeeze something down here of like weekly actions. Maybe the actions go here for the coming week. And then I reflect down here. No, I don't think that's going to be enough room. But maybe I would have enough room for that. I don't know. Maybe I look at like putting the weekly actions here, and then here just jotting down what worked, what my wins were, and kind of like this is my reflection area before I go to the next week. Now, saying that, and I'm talking about these weekly actions, and I'm not showing an example for those who want to see them. So this is like my last week here is like I have these reflections and I have these actions, and they take up my Sunday. So I have a very short Sunday here because I had predated all of these. And then I have my daily. See, I wasn't using my dailies very much here, but I have these actions that I go to the next week for, but then I don't see these because they're back here. So I think I should practice. Again, we have like 2.5 months to like practice and try things out. So I think I'm going to try that in my next video, weekly video, is trying those on the weekly itself and seeing, because that would answer some of my questions that I'm having. Because otherwise I'm looking at the take a note layout and seeing, oh no, and seeing that it's okay. It'll go back. Seeing that I could put some kind of reflections here. Like there's a bunch of room here. And once I get to Sunday, and even here, like because this is the weekend and because it has kind of a natural gradient here, I could put things like right here. Because this would leave me room to schedule. See, that to me feels like there's more room already to do that kind of stuff. To kind of have that separation. And then this to me is like being able to see what's coming up the last half of the week while still staying on this side. But then where do the weekly actions go? And again, I'm not trying to live fully by Moxie Life standards. I'm like, that method helps because I see the things I need to do for the week and not assign them to the day. And that's what this has always been, is like there's this running to-do list for the whole week. I take the pressure off of needing to do it on a certain day and know by the end of the week, I just want to get that done. And then how do I reflect, looking, maybe I just do little daily reflections here too. That's a possibility of like, that was interesting. That didn't happen today. Well, that's okay. Tomorrow's another day. So I'm going to end it there. And I hope this was kind of informative. I know everyone is waiting for these. I hope that helps, and I will see you in my weeklies. And there's still, I have Estelle coming, and I think that's it. So that I'm planning on using as just food planning. I actually, like, that's it. It's just a food planner, because I need like a bunch of room to like write down all of our meals, have a like running grocery list, and then have the meals for the week. Yeah, it's going to be messy. It is going to be dated. It is yet another thing that, but I'm not really going to be showing it on here unless I like find a cool layout. I'll show it once. So I think that's all I have coming, because yeah, this came and the Magic of I came, and I'm taking notes here. And I'm just kind of looking at Black Friday sales with Sterling Ink and seeing what little goodies of stickers and the plastic covers to pick up. Actually, I do have 2 plastic covers coming for A5 though. Midori. They're the Midori ones. I think that's it. Take care, everyone. Bye.